So today I'm going to show you how to make a business card in Canva. So if you look at my screen, I'm on the website canva.com. It's canva.com. And if you already have an account, then you would just want to log in. If you don't, you'd have to make an account. So you see where it says new to Canva, sign up. You would want to do that if you don't already have an account. But since I do, I'm just going to go ahead and log in with my Gmail. Okay, so now that we're logged into Canva, you can see that there are many different options of things for us to make. There's presentations, Instagram posts, photo collage, poster, etc. There's several menus to choose from. If you click on the arrow 2 times, you'll go to the third section and you'll see where it says business card. Click on that. Okay, so on the left-hand side, there are several different templates that you can look at. There's some for yoga, music, DJ, etc. And you can see that you can scroll the whole way down and see so many different options. I always make my own. It's just a personal preference. I had a design in mind that I liked, and I use it for the same for social media, for like my picture and my banner and all that stuff, so it all matches. So I do make my own business cards, but it's completely up to you. So on the left-hand side, click on background, and I always choose the white marble. I have a black LaserJet printer, that way I don't have to pay for color ink. So go ahead and click on the white marble, and again, if you see something different you like, feel free to use the one that you like. I'm just going to make my current business card. Alright, so now that we have the white marble background or whatever you're choosing, go ahead and click on text on the left-hand side, and we're going to start making our business card. So there are many different options for fonts for you to choose from. See, I'm still scrolling here. There's several here that you can pick from. You see how on the word enjoy it says free? That means that it's completely free to use. And then next to that it says baked fresh, and there's a little crown. That's for Canva Pro. Canva Pro is I believe you pay once a year. It could be monthly as well, I'm not positive. But that's where you pay extra to get more fonts, more backgrounds, etc. I always stick to the free fonts, but it's just a personal preference. If you do want to try the Canva Pro, there at the top, you could click on that and it will give you more information on the cost and things like that. So on the top of my business card, I always choose thank you, and I use the welcome little one as I'm pointing to right here. And you see how there's a baby name there at the bottom? I always take that off. If you just click on it, there's a solid blue line. You'll see here in 1 second. There's a solid blue line that goes around it. If you just click on that, you can hit delete on your keyboard and it'll take that away. I really only want the font from the welcome little one that's right above it. Alright, there we go. Okay, so now that we have the font that we want, you will just move it to wherever you want on your business card. So take the font away and type in thank you, or whatever you choose. You can resize it to make it bigger or smaller. I always make it a good bit smaller. It comes up on the screen pretty big. And then you can drag it to wherever you want. So if you click outside of that area and then click on the business card, you can easily drag it. And if you see, I'm dragging it back and forth to find the exact center of the business card, and the purple line going up and down is showing me that it's exactly centered in the middle of the business card. That's where I want it. You could put it wherever you want. That's where I like it the best. So that's the first part of our business card. Now we're going to add a little bit of text below that. So on the left-hand side, click on add a little bit of body text, and there it shows up there. You can type in whatever you want. So for mine, I type in thanks so much for supporting our small business. Don't forget to follow us on social. We'd love to see our creations being loved by you. So once I get that all typed, you're able to make this font bigger or smaller. You can change the actual font if you don't like the one that's on the screen. And you'll see here in 1 second once I get done typing. I will make the wording actual smaller that goes under the word thank you. I feel like taking up the entire business card for this looks a little bit funny. Again, it's all personal preference. Whatever you think is best is perfectly fine, of course. You can drag it, so we'll just move it up here right below thank you. And then we'll drag it in. You see those little white dots and then the little rectangle there? That's how you can move it and make it bigger or smaller. And keep in mind, this is only a business card, so because it looks kind of small on your screen, it won't actually look that small on the printed business card. Okay, now that we found our center of our business card again, alright, so here's where you can actually change the font. If you see the little gold crowns, that's telling you that that's on Canva Pro. Anything without a gold crown is free for you to use. It won't cost you any money. Here is where you can make the font bigger or smaller. It takes a little bit of getting used to. Basically, every time I make these, I change them just a little bit. So, it's completely up to you and how you want to make them. Alright, we'll just keep moving this around here a little bit until we get it exactly how we want it. And you'll want to play with this a little bit too, it takes some getting used to, and you'll probably always want to change it just a little bit until you get it exactly how you want it. So if you notice at the end how I didn't put a period, I always put a little heart at the end after the word you. So on the left side, if you click on that elements that you saw just a second ago, and the part I use is at the top already because I use it, for this all the time. You can make it bigger or smaller just like you do with the font. And then just drag it up like you did with the font. Oh, I made it a little bit too big. We'll make it a little bit smaller. Just like that. So I always put that little heart there, just a little bit something extra, instead of just putting a boring old period, So next we'll go ahead and start putting the QR code. So on the left hand side, if you click on more, and then you can click on the word QR code, and this is completely up to you. So if you want to skip this step, you're more than welcome. I usually put my YouTube link. I don't have it offhand here, so I'm going to use my personal website, which is www.emmalininspired.com. This website will take you to my Etsy account. I have it forwarded to there. And then once you type in the website that you want to use, you'll click on generate code, and then your QR code will pop up. So anytime somebody wants to go directly to your website or your Etsy or your YouTube, you can tell them to use their camera on their cell phone, and it just, like they're taking a picture, and it'll direct them automatically to whatever the URL is that you have it set to. So you'll just want to drag that around, get it put exactly where you want. You can make it bigger or smaller. It'll work as long as you don't actually mess with the pixels in the picture itself. So I always leave mine a little bit bigger, but it's completely up to you. And then below the QR code, I like to put what the QR code is for. That way, it's just a little thing for your customers to know, what they're scanning. So to the left-hand side, click on text, and then, add a little bit of body text again, and then just put a little message in, scan the code to go to Facebook or go to YouTube or my website, or, whatever you want them to know what the QR code is for. I make this font a good bit smaller just because it's kind of like a little reminder for them. It's not really like a overly important, memo that they have to get their attention drawn to. It is something so that they know what the QR code is for. And I center that to the bottom of the QR code. It just keeps it looking, clean, and I don't want it to look all messy. Alright, so now we're going to start putting in our links for our social media. So on the left hand side, you'll click on elements, and then you can search for whatever you're looking for. So the common ones like, Facebook, Pinterest, Instagram, TikTok, and these are the same like the pictures. So in the font and everything else, if it has a crown, it's on Canva Pro. If it doesn't, it's a free picture to use. And you can see there's several different, some have the F with a circle, some have the square, some are different colors. So you'll just want to pick whichever one you want to use. And I just picked the basic one. You'll see here, it's like the blue background with the white F. If you just click on that, it'll drop it over onto your business card for you. And then just like everything else we've done so far, use the little circles to resize it. This is where I have the most problems getting the sizing perfect. It seems like I can never get them exactly right, but I just try to get them as close as I can. And then I always make everything black and white, again, because of my black LaserJet printer. So if you click on the top, you can click to change the colors to whatever you want them to be. Again, I print my own and I make everything black and white. You can make it all color. If you're having Canva print for you, that's completely up to you. So now we're going to add our Instagram the same way. For some reason, I can never get the Instagram colors to change because I have a black and white printer. Mine prints black and white no matter what. I don't have color in that printer. If you're having this printed by Canva, of course, whatever you see on the screen color-wise or black and white-wise is what you're going to get. But for me, it doesn't actually matter. I'm not going to worry too much about changing it for this video. I can show you how there's a workaround for that. If you'd like me to do a video on that, I'd be more than happy to. Basically, you'll use the internet, look up the same logo that you just looked up, import it as a picture, as long as the logo is black and white, and obviously everything will be black and white. But for the purpose of this video, I won't be doing that. But again, if you'd like to see it, just put in the comments. I'd be happy to do that for you. Same with TikTok. We'll get the TikTok one added in here. This one you're actually able to change the colors, so if you want the whole thing to be black and white, or you want the same TikTok colors it already is, you can see there in the top where it's like the black and the blue with like the pink. You can change each individual color to what you want it to be. And if you see how I'm like lining these up, you'll see lines going up and down telling you that they're centered or lined up with the left or the right. I try to do that the best I can. The first three were pretty easy. The YouTube one always gives me a hard time. You'll see how you can never get it exactly perfect because it's not a perfect square like the other ones are. That's why I always put YouTube last. It's a personal preference thing, it's completely up to you. At least get them as close as you can, unless you're gonna put them somewhere different on the screen. A different option would be to line them up left to right if you wanted to go that route. Just remember, like we're going to be doing right now, you want to be putting the links on as well, so make sure that you leave room for those. I don't put the full websites on for like Facebook because most people who have social media understand you have to go to facebook.com first. I just put in like the part that goes after the backslash, facebook.com / and then whatever my username is. So that's what I put on my business cards and my handouts. If you want to put the whole website, that's completely up to you. I just felt like it was a lot of extra letters, made it very busy looking, and most people understand that they don't need that anyway because they already know they have to put it in the website to begin with. And then for Instagram, you just search by username, so you don't really need the whole website anyway, since you really don't use Instagram on the computer. Mainly it's an app thing on your phone. And then for my links, I pretty much use the same one for all of my craft business, for all of my social media. It makes it easy for me to remember, for everybody else to remember. So we just go ahead and copy and paste that for Instagram and TikTok. And then I do have an Instagram for our Alpine Adventures farm, which is our goat pages. I didn't put that on this business card for your show, to show you, but normally I do have a fifth link, which is for Alpine Adventures for Instagram as well. And that one matches my YouTube, which you're seeing right now. Our YouTube channel started out being videos of our goats. Now it's going to start being craft things, tractor things, and stuff like that. So we have a lot of different content on there. It's different than the other social media. The social media stuff we have is mainly just the craft pages. So now I'm just getting everything lined up correctly. You'll see the lines going up and down there. That's showing you that everything is lined up perfectly. These ones I don't really center. I mainly just line them up on the left-hand side, closest to the icons. Again, personal preference. That's just how I like the look of it. Okay, so now finally we're going to just put our business name on here on the bottom. I copy and pasted the link for thank you and put that at the bottom because I like the font and I want to keep it the same. And then I just put the business name at the bottom. That way everybody knows, what they're looking at. And then I make it a single line of text. It just kind of fills out that bottom space that I don't use for anything else. And then I'll center this as well to the thank you, as I'm doing right now. Alright, so here's our final business card. Now again, I know there's some color on here. Whenever my printer prints it, it turns it into black and white. If you're having Canva print them, then they'll be in color. So go to File and Save. That will save it to your Canva account that you made when we first started. That way if you want to go back in and change something, all the hard work is already done. You can just change it up a little bit and then resave it. You can save it to a folder to make like business card folder, etc. Completely up to you. On the top right, you can click on the down arrow. This is how you can download it to your computer, which is how I do it, so I can print my own. I always choose the PDF print, which is the recommended. I typically put 4 of these per page for the handouts, and then I'll do business cards a little bit differently. If you want Canva to print for you, click on the print business card up there at the top right. It tells you what kind of paper you can pick. If you want it to be like a premium paper, you can also choose the finish, which is the matte finish, and how many copies you want them to make for you. There we go, took a second to catch up. Okay, so if you want matte finish, gloss finish, and then how many copies, it tells you what they would be per handout, and then you would click continue to finish that checkout. I've never had Canva print for me. I'm sure they do a great job. I don't have any experience with them. And then the 3 dots on the top give you different options for sharing, like on your social media pages. You can have them put on like t-shirts, etc., or caps or binders or whatever you want for there. And then there's more options at the top to download. You can share the link, and you can make presentations using Canva, which I've never done, but that gives you the option for that as well. Okay, so that concludes this video. If you liked it, give us a thumbs up. If you want to see anything else, put it in the comments. And thank you so much. We really appreciate it.